Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's yours truly, back to bring you some more esports entertainment. Now, I want to apologize to everybody who watches this channel, all of my subscribers, viewers, and fans. I want to apologize for the long break. I had to deal with some personal issues that needed my immediate attention. I do want to say I'm sorry, but the good news is not only am I back, but I'm all the way back. But before I get started on the main topic here, I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the Fight Night Champion community. When I first started playing Fight Night Champion YouTube in 2018, the game was in a very dark place. It had been out for 7 years at this time with no new game in sight and still no new Fight Night in sight. And it came out and it became backwards compatible on the Xbox One. And that's when I came along. And now I've seen a lot more new blood that are in the Fight Night Champion YouTube scene. And we've also got a new esports boxing game coming out very soon. So it's safe to say that we are in a much better place now than we were when I first started. And I want to thank all of you. And I also want to thank all the new blood that's on here. And I also want to say is that I want smoke with all of them. Any new Fight Night Champion YouTuber, you guys know who they are, I know who they are, I want smoke with all of them. And anybody that I've lost to in the past, I want smoke with them too, and they know it because I've told them personally. So if you got any ideas who my next opponent should be, post it in the comments and we can see about getting that set up. And I also want to give a big shout out to the ESFL, who runs esports leagues for the UFC games, and now they've also ventured off into Fight Night Champion as well, with their first event being a few weeks ago to great success. I want to thank everybody in the Fight Night Champion community again for watching the videos, liking their videos, and also participating in the comments and the chats and everything. I thought the commentary, the production value was amazing. 10 out of 10 effort. I want to just give my biggest kudos to them and what they're doing, and I can't wait for the next ESFL event, and I was honored to participate in this one, and I'm looking forward to more. Now, with that being said, on to the main subject here. My opponent today, who goes by the name of Combat 9D. Now, it wouldn't be a LX Sniper video if I didn't come back with someone who was a worthy and notable opponent. Well, I just went and got the #1 ranked opponent right now for the month, Combat 9D, who has 6,512 wins to only 513 losses. So right now he's #1 for the month, but all time he is ranked number 59. So again, this guy is one of the top ranked fighters, not just right now, but ever in this game's history. And you're about to see him break down in tears and cop pleas and excuses after I put the beats on him. Because that's just what I do. Because I don't give a shit how skilled you are, what your record is, or any of that. I'm a problem for anybody who's staring across from me in that ring. And it's time for everybody to acknowledge it. See, during my time away, I was not just sitting there doing nothing. People have wondered where I was. Well, I'm where I've always been, on Fight Night Champion, right here on the Xbox Series S. See, while people have been doing whatever, I've been in the background training, and training quietly and training intensely. Because we have a new esports boxing league coming, I am taking this shit way more serious than I've ever done. Because I've got goals. And my goals is to become the undisputed esports champion. And not only will I be the undisputed esports champion, I will be the first and only esports champion there is, because once I get the title, I am never ever going to lose it unless I choose to forfeit. And see, this is where we're at right now, because this journey starts today. And what I mean by that is that I am going to go through and start wiping out everybody in the top 100. I've already been doing that, but now I'm going to put even a bigger emphasis on it, because now it's time to show any and everybody who watches this channel that they have got a problem on their hands that goes by the name of LX Sniper that you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to face destiny. And let me tell you this, destiny shows no mercy towards anybody. So with that being said, this is going to be one of many videos as I ascend to one of the greatest Fight Night champion and esports boxers of all time by going 100-0 against the top 100. And this guy, Combat 9D, is another victim. And it's a sad victim too, because, you know, he was a good sport about it. He was classy enough. So I don't hold any personal ill will towards him. So I don't have nothing really negative to say, except for the fact that you made excuses and cop pleas just like the rest of the crybabies on Fight Night Champion. And in your case, I would say this was one of the most idiotic claims that you could ever say against someone of my elite skill level. In fact, I think it's damn near insulting. Over here telling me that you thought that you won the fight, which I don't understand how you could get to that conclusion by landing only 77 punches the entire fight. The entire fight. 70, you didn't even land 100 punches against me, and yet you have the nerve to claim that you won? How? And then when I broke the logic and the facts down to you, then you want to blame it on the European lag, knowing that is not even the case, because when you watch this video, the connection and the frame rate is smooth as butter. So no, I'm not trying to hear that. And then you want to cry and complain about your third excuse of me throwing the straight to the body, as if I had no other choice. What else am I supposed to do against someone who's on the back foot 100% of the fight, unwilling to engage, unwilling to throw any punches, and you can see that the numbers show it. But it's really deeper than that, because for those of you who like to watch my videos to learn, there's a lot to take away from this fight. Because what I did was I controlled his mind and I controlled his actions. Whatever I wanted him to do, he did. And I made him fight in fear. And also on top of that, he also has a very good record, so he's used to winning a certain way. But you'll see it, I think it's in round 6 and maybe round 4. But he started going southpaw when I went southpaw. And then when I went orthodox, he would switch stances and go orthodox. Which means that he was reacting to everything that I was doing, instead of trying to apply the pressure and create his own offense. I did that because that's what I do, is apply pressure. See, what he's doing is he's using that old, outdated, and antiquated style of Fight Night Champion that worked back in the day, but it doesn't work in 2021, 2022. Fight Night Champion definitely rewards anyone who likes to play on the outside and likes to throw counter punches. We all know that. But if you really want to win at the elite level, you have to be able to know how to fight coming forward. And my opponent has no idea on how to do that, and he's been stuck in his ways for 10 years, and he got caught slipping. The Fight Night Champion meta is evolved because I evolved it and I pushed the game forward, because I am an esports boxer, which means I am a professional, and I take this very, very seriously. I make adjustments. I hold myself accountable. I learn and I grow. But no, you don't. You just sit there and you cry. And this is the reason why you're a fake top 100 fighter and a fake all-time fighter. You don't deserve your record because you don't do nothing but cry. And when esports boxing comes out, you're going to be left in the dust, because that style, I highly doubt, will not work against even the mediocre fighters. Because honestly, your style is mediocre. It's a combination of your style being mediocre and me just having the IQ of Albert Einstein in the boxing ring. It is what it is. So my parting words to you, Combat 9D, the #1 ranked fighter, is this. I don't know how you got to the #1 ranked fighting like that, but my unsolicited advice to you is in order to win, you've got to be able to throw punches. Because over 10 rounds, landing 77 punches ain't gonna cut it. In other words, landing 7.7 punches a round is gonna get you nowhere, at least at someone of my skill level, because I'll beat you 100 times over. And that's what's gonna happen with everybody in the top 100. This is the beginning of 100-0. And it all starts with today's #1 ranked fighter looking like a bumbling idiot after he's in there with me. I hope you all learned something from this, and I hope you all enjoy the fight. Roll the footage.
Hi everybody, I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. Good evening and welcome to Vegas, where they do it bigger and better than any other city when it comes to the big time fights. We're at the Thomas & Mack Center for our main event of the evening. 10 rounds of middleweight action. Boy, and we expect this to be a big night of action. We spoke with both fighters yesterday. Fireworks anticipated here tonight. Let's see. Andre Bishop's making his way to the ring now, and he looks very focused for this fight. Sugar Ray Robinson's making his way to the ring. You wouldn't know he's about to step into a fight. He looks like he's just out for a stroll.
out of him tonight.
Well, they always expect out of Robinson. When he gets in the ring, you know who the winner is. Yeah, I know a punch hasn't been thrown yet, but that presence, you know, it's almost intimidating to his opponent. They know that somebody special is getting in that ring. You're going to see speed, you're going to see danger from either hand. And you're going to see the ability to fight outside, and if he has to, he'll track you down.
See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Teddy, do you think the sport needs a national or international governing body?
Yeah, it's the only major sport, at least it used to be a major sport, that doesn't have that. And there's no unilateral control. And when there's no unilateral control across the board, well, you have too many spots that are weak for the sport, spots that do not serve the sport.
Halfway through round number 2. Seconds remaining in this round. And round number 3 is underway. Nice defense. Good block by Adrien Bishop. Scored well to the body. Boom. Left hand comes home. Able to cover up along the belt line. Blocks that one. I know there's always room for improvement with every fighter, but is that the case with Sugar Ray Robinson? What would you improve on with him?
So there is. Believe it or not, as great as he was in so many areas, the one thing that you could improve, you could find him, you could hit him. That's the one thing that you would like to improve with Sugar Ray Robinson. Make him a little bit more invisible.
Last 10 seconds of round number 3. And the bell rings, signifying the end of the round.
Round number 4 is underway. Robinson's got to feel pretty good about where things stand right now because he's still very much in this fight. It's anybody's fight, an even fight on your scorecard.
Yeah, I think actually it's going to become a fight of attrition. Whoever's in better shape, because this is every round being contested.
He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Bishop's just a completely different fighter now. I mean, he was stunned earlier in this fight, and since then, there's just more of a defensive disposition to him.
Yeah, and the important thing right now is that sooner or later, and I think it's going to be sooner, his opponent's going to see the same thing, and he's not going to stay away. He's going to get more aggressive.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Well placed, straight right hand. Halfway through round number 4.
Keep working the body.
10 seconds to go in the 4th. Robinson showing you what it takes to be the best in this business. Good action throughout. We'll see if it keeps up in this round of what has been a very even fight. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Well, his opponent is opening up and coming forward, so I would think there's some opportunities that exist.
Yeah, I think some counter-punching opportunities. Opportunities not on the front end, but on the back end.
Flush left hand from Sugar Ray Robinson. Halfway into round number 5 here.
That's 1, 2.
Sugar Ray Robinson so dangerous with that accuracy. A 2-punch combination landing. I think Bishop scored really well there. He just damaged his opponent with that power shot upstairs. Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds.
Get out of the way from those punches. Move your head.
This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this. I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Oh, that's good stuff. Fire it right back with one of his own. Good work by Andre Bishop. Andre Bishop's doing something that not everybody appreciates, but he is making his defense a major factor in this fight.
Yeah, well, a lot of times people, you know, they only get it done on one end. What I mean about that is, you know, offensively, they use the jabs, they use aggression to set up the offense, but he uses defense to set up the offense. He has a double-edged sword.
A clean, crisp right hand by Andre Bishop. Reaching the halfway point of round number 6.
Looking good.
Zoning in on that gut combination punch downstairs. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Sugar Ray Robinson. Working our way towards the bell. Last 10 seconds of the sixth. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Sugar Ray Robinson's corner is letting him know. Take a good breath now between rounds, but then go out there and win this fight. It's really close. If he just pushes a little harder, he can go right over the edge and get it. Andre Bishop's in a good rhythm defensively here. Teddy, what is that, a credit to his ability to anticipate?
You know, also, it's the teaching. Let's give the trainers credit. Of course, let's give his background of the amateurs credit, but he learned how to get away from punches. This is technique that was taught to him.
Sugar Ray Robinson with a solid left hand.
Watch the hook.
At the halfway point of round 7. Flush right hand to the body.
Keep going.
And now he's targeting upstairs. Robinson's opponent landing an effective counterpunch right there. Right hand downstairs. Unable to score with the uppercut that time. 10 seconds to go in the 7th. And that's the end of round 7.
All right. You are dominating.
Andre Bishop's momentum is starting to show now. Look at Teddy's scorecard as we begin round number 8.
You know, I know why, too, because I eavesdropped a little bit in between the rounds in the corner, and I heard them tell him, hey, come on, pick it up a little bit now, because otherwise he's going to get confident. And guess what? When you hear that, you don't want the other guy getting confident.
He's tired.
Boy, some of the old school guys really appreciate this, wouldn't they, Teddy? Just great upper body movement, so elusive up top.
Yeah, this is an example like they used to say in the old days. He stands right in front of you, and you can't hit him in the backside with a handful of buckshot.
Turns over the hook after turning away his opponent's shot. A big hook to the head by Andre Bishop. Robinson's right hand did a nice job that time. That worked well for him. And he just holds on there. Last 10 seconds of the 8th round.
Keep it going.
Robinson's coming off of another round, and if it keeps up with the rest of them, it'll be closely contested and hard to score.
Keep working the body.
Oh, good defense there. That was a fine block by Andre Bishop. defense just covering up down low. Sugar Ray Robinson's just looking to get it done on the back end here, Teddy.
Yeah, he is. He's just waiting to set a trap. You know, he's trying to get his opponent to walk in where he can make a miss and bang, bring it on.
Bishop's right hand scores well. Halfway through the 9th round. He scored well with that hook, did Sugar Ray Robinson. Very nice job. Well, something's got to stick. He sends the combination to the body. Went to the body there, but unable to connect. Adrien Bishop has always had a knack for that. I love the way Adrien will look for that uppercut and then deliver it. Last 10 seconds of the 9th round.
1-2.
That's the best noise he could ever hear. The bell to end that round. He was getting battered there. Bishop's lucky the bell rang when it did.
Give a little consolation to him because guess what? There's still plenty of bells and they're not church bells ringing in his head.
All right, bang the head and the body. Upstairs, upstairs, downstairs. Over and over again. Upstairs, downstairs.
Final round has arrived. Who wants it more? Oh, and the right hand comes into play by Adrien Bishop. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Sugar Ray Robinson's missing punches here. Now, the good news is he's throwing punches, but Teddy needs to be more accurate.
Well, can I give you the bad news?
Please.
He's throwing him to the wrong place. He's throwing him upstairs. You should throw him downstairs. This guy's moving his head. You go downstairs, you take away that head movement. Then you find him upstairs.
Committing now to the left hand. Good straight shot. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Adrien Bishop.
Nice.
Halfway through this 10th and final round. Scored well up top. All right, here we go. Last 60 seconds of the fight. Ray Robinson with a big left. A smart and resourceful uppercut by Sugar Ray Robinson. That's a good job by Bishop offensively. Landing his combinations is the key to victory tonight.
I shake it off.
Robinson's work in training camp is now paying off. Do you see the accuracy and the effectiveness with that combination? Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Teddy, who would have ever thought it? Two guys like this, brawlers, punchers, that it would go to a decision.
Exactly. I mean,
And that's a wrap for you, son. You fight like a coward, you get coward results. When you're on the back foot for 100% of the fight, you should expect to take the L. Unanimous decision. The judges are smart enough to know real boxing, real pressure, because pressure is exactly what wins fights in Fight Night Champion in 2021. See, that stuff that you were doing, that shit was played out in 2011. the defensive backstep shit. That doesn't work in 2021 because in 2021, 2022, it's about coming forward and applying pressure to your bitch assness. When Esports Boxing Club comes out, you're going to be irrelevant because you can't depend on the Fight Night champion game mechanics to save you. You're done for, and you've been exposed. You're supposed to be this all-time great fighter with an amazing record. Doesn't matter. You're just another notch on my belt for the top 100. Because rest assured, whether anybody in this community likes it or not, I'm going to go 100-0 against the top 100, and I'm going to take everybody else out in the process because now is my time, and now is when I become the greatest of all time, whether you fucking like it or not. I'm a motherfucking thug.
Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. I controlled the fight. He was missing. I hit him clean more times. I beat him.
You averaged 8 punches. Less than 8 punches was the most punches that you had in the round, and it seemed as though you couldn't get close enough.
It already sounded like it was against me.